right, the intro didn't want to play. Hello, welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast, the Technical Difficulties podcast. Yes, absolutely. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. I know what happened. I had to unplug my hard drive, my external hard drive, to plug in my microphone so that I could make room for my new webcam. It's all over the place. I'm all over the place with all this new equipment. We're trying to level up. We're trying to make the production that much better for all the loving fans out there. Speaking of loving fans, it was a crazy day at Stamford Bridge, and I'm sure all the adoring, loving fans are loving Mr. Cold Palmer, the hero of the day.
Icy.
Absolutely ice cold. Of course, we'll get to that. Lots and lots of action to get to. Liverpool back on top. Boo. Should Van Dijk have been sent off?
I haven't seen it, but I'm going to say yes.
Oh yeah, it was way worse than Rodri's. We'll definitely get to
that.
Speaking of Rodri,
I was about to say it's an immediate replay of what Rodri did, bro. If that was a red,
absolutely crazy days.
We've been saying it all season, just consistency.
Absolutely. Of course, speaking of Man City smashing Aston Villa, everyone making fun of Arsenal for not going to the Etihad and playing open and not getting smashed 4-1 by the Foden masterclass. And of course, the Arsenal with a professional performance over Luton Town to keep the pressure on in the title race. But of course, before we get to all that, let's get the likes up on the video right out the rip. Subscribe if you're new. We are certainly grateful for you being here. And if you're enjoying all the content, like that crazy match reaction I had, go ahead and get the notification bell on. Well, all right. Only one place to start. The Muddico became the Classico.
Yeah.
Cold Palmer, the hero. What are we saying?
I will just say, as much as I complained about Arsenal and City because there weren't goals, this was just as bad, but there were goals.
Yeah.
Truthfully. I mean, that's how I feel about it. I can't believe that VAR has actually been on our side the last two games. But man, I think we would have 24 points if it wasn't for Cole Palmer.
Oh, it's relegation. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'd have 24 points without him. So, yeah.
Imagine if he'd have stayed at City.
No.
He would be wasting away on the bench.
Yeah.
Would he though? Because they're missing Riyad Mahrez.
Yeah, but they were all about Bob and Doku and
Grealish.
Well, the way Doku's moving, just saying.
Yep. Right.
Well, I know. I mean, it's a blessing in disguise because it seems like that they've actually given up a talent like Chelsea did, two talents, in Ake and of course De Bruyne. And I'm not putting him in that category by any means, but just saying in general.
Yeah.
But saying in general, hey, they.
Well,
doesn't make up for him, but it's a good start.
He knew and saw the project and went, I could be that. He was never going to be that guy. It does not matter how hard he tried or how good he was going to be. He was never going to be that guy at City. He could easily capitalize.
He's definitely that guy now.
This season, he is that guy for us. Like 110%. Pochettino's play is just get the ball to Palmer. Just find
the Italians, Palmer. But we only have
pass
one.
it to the Italians.
The Italian. Yeah.
Yeah, you gave the other one to me.
Yeah. We lost our true Italian.
So,
but man, oh man,
walk me through this roller coaster.
What
man.
A game!
Like 20 minutes of
scored too early. We said it in the chat. We said it in the chat, man. Said it in the chat. First 20 minutes, we were looking like we We look like we were gonna win the league.
It was the beginning of the
day
season.
one. Ain't nobody gonna catch us.
It looked like we were at the beginning of the season. What are you talking about?
That's a title contention team right there. But bro, minute soon it's over.
But then the usual Chelsea defensive gaffes showed up like expected. That's why I went 3-2 for Chelsea, just because I'm like, you know what, we're gonna give them 2. I know we're gonna give them 2. And
oh yeah,
we sure did.
Oh,
we sure did.
So gave him 2.
Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, he'll be right back. Gave him 2, and it was gifted, bro. I mean, like we scored. We said it in the chat, and like I said, man, we just scored too early, and I knew it was gonna come because the boys were gonna get ahead of themselves. And it's our defense is Swiss cheese, bro. It's Swiss
50
cheese.
goals already on the season that we've given up.
Like, I get it. The main guys are hurt, but like, come on, man. You're professionals. Like
The tactics are terrible.
The tactics, exactly. That's what I blame at this point. It's not an individual. It's like, oh, he can't do his job. They're set up to fail. They are set up for failure. And I believe our midfield is set up for failure as well. And
I
that's the
agree
hardest
100%.
part. Connor, Enzo, and Caicedo are not players that you can mesh together in a 3. Connor is not a Cam. Connor is not supposed to be. I mean, he scored today. Loved it. I love Connor. I'm one of Connor Gallagher's biggest fans from this season, even moving forward. God forbid we sell him. But
so you're one of them. You're burn the club down if you sell Connor. You're in that camp.
It's the DNA. Yes.
Yeah,
You are losing a huge part of Chelsea DNA if you get rid of Connor. We did it with Mount. We made the mistake. Bro, there's a huge contingent of Chelsea fans that hate Mason Mount for what happened. Again, I get that. There's a huge contingent. There's a huge contingent of fans that still love Mason to this day, and I do.
I have a feeling after today they don't.
No.
No.
I mean, he didn't do anything.
Heavily.
He didn't do anything in the game. He kind of helped us.
He was a petulant child.
Yeah, well, we knew that.
Yeah, we knew that, right?
But I mean, I think I don't know if you saw the video that came out this week. It was when he was with his dad in I think it was his dad at was it Melwood or whatever they call it at United, and they were talking about how like it was a dream come true and this, that, and the other, and it was like, excuse me.
They have to. I mean, you have to, bro. I mean, like, look at the situation. Look at the position he's in. What else is he gonna say? Like, oh, I don't want to come play here. Then you're not gonna play at all.
I mean, he's the one that pushed it.
He's not, bro. He's not the one that pushed it.
Yeah, no, we disagree there for sure.
The club pushed him out 100. They sacrificed him like the lamb he was for FFP to make balanced books.
Oh, that's something I forgot to mention in our intro, and we'll definitely get to that. They're going to drop FFP.
Yeah, conveniently.
No worries. You guys are fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine. City will be fine. Just pay off the charges. You're fine.
No, we'll get to that of course a little bit later.
But no, I mean,
for the game though, I truly what I was trying to get at is, our midfield is not set up for success. Our defenders aren't set up for success. Connor, Enzo, and Caicedo. Connor is a go-getter. Connor is a hustler. Connor is I'm going to go get the ball. Connor's not the one I want that ball falling to. I'm sorry. I don't. Yeah, he banged it home. Hit it clean. Thank God. Onana cannot save a beach ball coming at him. Definitely center of the goal.
Saved it.
Definitely should have saved it. Connor had his back turned towards him. Yeah, he got a little bit on it, but bro, it's right down the pipe. Like, it's not like he banged it into a 90. It's right down the pipe. So, yeah, thank God Onana can't, he's got holes in his gloves or something. I don't know what's going on with him.
Do you know he's faced 500 shots this season? Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, United has given up 500 shots this season.
Oh. What?
You should have.
I don't know how many are on goal, but 500 shots. I saw.
Well, should have kept their boy.
Well, y'all had over 23.
Yeah.
Y'all had 25. Let me look at these stats right quick. I think y'all had
Connor's
25
not the one I want that ball
shots.
fall into. Just
No, of course not.
hands down is not. And Enzo plays too deep to be what he is. And he's not necessarily
28.
the playmaker. 28. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 28.
Oh my God.
And Enzo's not the playmaker. Like, he's too deep to be that through the lines playmaker to place that ball. Enzo and Caicedo, as much as I gripe about it, Caicedo gets hung out to dry.
All the time.
He gets hung out to dry, and he's gonna make the mistake the same way he did today, and we've seen it game in and game out when he gets in this position. He gives the ball up in the middle of the field, and it's an immediate smash right back into your face. Like, you cannot do that. As a CDM playing the true 6, you cannot give the ball up in the middle of the field and let those passing lanes get cut off that way. He gets hung out to dry. No one comes back to help him because Connor's too far forward. Enzo's not going to – they're just not – those 3 pieces of the puzzle don't fit together. They're not going to gel. Yes, they make it work because they're all individually very talented at their position. But they're not a congealed midfield. And that's what truly hurts us, which then gets our defense, which is also Swiss cheese, into a lot of trouble. I would rather Connor be the one back there playing Caicedo's position. In all honesty, I would, because Connor's not a scoring or offensive-minded player. He's going to run, he's going to hustle, he's going to go get the ball. And it just baffles me to know in why Pochettino. I get it. You spent a bunch of money on these guys. Connor, you're trying, and I get what they're doing with Connor, and it's so sad because it's just raising stock. That's all they're doing this season for him is raising stock to
Is
sell.
it time to admit that Enzo and Caicedo are too similar?
Yes, they play the same exact game. Yes.
Well, I mean,
same exact game.
We
have no playmaker.
Box midfielders, and they're not.
They're not. I'd rather Enzo be the one hitting that ball in the center of the 90, being the one up there in your. Yeah. I would rather Enzo be where Connor is. The problem is Connor cannot play where Enzo ends up in the field. Connor will get lost. And every time we tried it, Connor gets lost. And he plays like crap. And everybody hates on him for it because that's not his position. That's not his mindset, is to play that in between. He's not an in-between player. He's either going to be in your face in the press or he's going to be defensively mindseted. Enzo's filling that gap. If you want Connor to fill that gap, that's not going to happen. The whole midfield falls apart. You have to give him one or the other. He's not that middleman that Enzo plays. But Enzo and Caicedo, I agree with you 10,000%, play the same exact game. They have the same exact skill set.
Yeah. So as far as today, do you think, why did you, for me, it felt like you clearly switched off after the second goal.
Oh, yeah. We thought we had it in the bag.
That's normal.
Yeah. We thought we had it in the bag. Oh, we're at the bridge. We scored 2 on United. We're about to roll these guys. And then we give up the most amateur hour goal. That's middle school, bro. It was and again, Caicedo gets hung out to dry. I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming the squad as a whole and the tactics that we run. That's middle school. That is a series. That's how my coach used to say it. Every goal is a series of defensive mistakes. That is exactly how. I
mean, he turned around and passed it without even looking, though. That's a 10-yard pass. You should be able to execute that.
Yep. I agree.
That's sad.
I know.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think a little bit of the blame has to go to Badiashile. He doesn't even attack.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's one thing that I've noticed. I even noticed it today with Connor. Our guys don't attack the ball when it's coming to them. They're waiting on it. And because they're waiting on it, they either are closed down and can't do anything with it, or it gets nicked off of them. And so, I thought, I'm a Badiashile fan. I don't know what's going on with him, but he had a horrible game again.
It's the pairing. It's the pairing. I don't think he can play well with disaster. I just don't.
We've seen it. We saw it once. Was it the Villa game? What game did we see it where they played together and it looked good?
Well, when you have James and Chile.
Well, I don't even think we had James or Chili. Well,
We had James, not Chili.
We didn't have
Chili,
James.
no James. Sorry, yeah. We
Yeah,
had Chili,
so
no James.
I think we played Gusto and Chili in them, but I think
when you have the outlet and they play.
Yeah. I mean, Cuckoo was out of position. He was nowhere to give Caicedo anything.
Shocker of a game.
If anything, Caicedo probably should have played it back to Petrovic. But even then, you're asking for trouble.
Yep.
So he has nowhere to go except for either pass it to Badiashile so that he can play it wide, or you kick it out of bounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's just it. And as soon as you give, and we've seen it, the boys are too young, and that's the problem. Posh himself he's not young, but he's weak-minded, man. And he looks baffled when stuff goes wrong.
I think there's a little bit of
baffled.
I think there's a little bit of arrogance creeping into Poch. And here I'll tell you why, because I don't remember if it was their second or third goal, but we discussed it on the corner kick, right? Yeah. They took the corner kick and you kind of sort of cleared it, but Cucurella stayed over on the right-hand side, and then Bruno is just got the freedom of Stamford Bridge on the back post. And I made the comment.
Well, him and Hoyland both had the freedom of the back post.
But my point about Poch being arrogant and how this connects is because he was the one that said, no, I don't want a set piece coach.
Yep.
Oh, there has to be some sort of organization. There has to be some sort of organization. You have to be able to tell Cucurella, okay, look, if this happens, yes, this is important, but there comes a point where we need to get back into our shape. And the coaches are responsible for setting that standard, for setting that tipping point, as it were, of, okay, so now the play has gone and changed enough that you need to reorganize, but they never did that and got punished for it.
Yeah. Well, there was a point in the game we had a corner. I was near the late in the game, actually. And the ball bounced and Cuckoo was there and Gusto was right beside him on the same side of the field. And I'm like,
what are you doing?
What? Are we just on corners? Are we just going to give up our defensive shape?
Yes.
Or any form?
Yes.
Retreat.
Honestly, you know what I think it is? I think Cucurella is really scared. It does not matter who it is or how big they are. I think Cucurella is really worried about going one-on-one physicality with anybody. Anyone. He knows he's about to get bodied. So he'd rather get lost in the translation than get absolutely bodied off a ball. Because every time he goes up to someone, even defensively, and he gets bodied, bro, Cucurella's my size. I'm not going to play left back in the Prem because I know I get bodied off balls. I am all but 145 soaking wet on a bad day.
His hair makes him look bigger.
Huh? Yeah.
His hair makes him look bigger.
Yeah.
Bodied. So he'd rather stay in the group and in that mesh of the set pieces and hope that he's on the ball enough to where everyone else is bodied up and he's the free man. In doing so, everything behind him is just wide open because he can't man mark. That's the problem that I have with Cucurella. He cannot man mark. If he's going to man mark, I think the Tottenham issue, yeah, he got ripped down by his hair, but it is the antithesis of what is going to happen to him every time. It's one-on-one. Me and you are going up for a ball. Who's going to win it? The other guy. If he puts a body on me, I'm moving my space, my mass. Doesn't matter how strong I am. Doesn't matter how fast I am. It's just mass v mass. He's going to get bodied off of it. He's going to lose that 1v1, and he knows that. He knows that. And that's the only issue I have with Cucurella is, yeah, Chili's not that much better. Don't get me wrong. That whole left-hand side is not that much better. Chili is not that much bigger. He's not that much more physical. But they do get bodied off of them on 1v1, so they don't want to go 1v1. They're mentally not prepared to go 1v1. So no, they're not going to mark that halftime speech.
Tell me about the halftime speech.
I'm going to lose my job today if you guys don't go win this game. Actually,
they came out NBA style. Boom,
oh, yeah. Posh went to the
First-
refs and said, "How much do I need to pay y'all to keep my job?" That's what he did. He spent the whole halftime bidding on the refs to keep his job. Paying my man, just paying him.
Tell me about that penalty, because
The first one is, if the first one's a penalty, the second one's a penalty.
the first one was a clash of knees. So that one,
clear
sure.
pin.
The second
Kuku
one
gets the ball first. He's on the ball. It's on the inside of his foot. He can trap it and set. Anthony absolutely just spins him like a top into the ground.
His knee. The knee is a clash of knees. But in the second one, he takes a step after the touch on his leg.
But see, I think I don't know why they called it on the foot, because I thought it was on the pull, because he does pull him.
Soft.
I mean, sure, but
that's really soft. We'll take it. That's what's going through your head right now, Patrick. We'll take it.
It's because he went down into him from that behind angle. I think that's all it really was. You can't lose your balance or lose your composure and not be controlled once you're behind the offender. If you get tangled up, if you fall over and hit him, that's a pin. I don't care if I have the ball or not. You can't hit me like that.
It was close.
You would be upset if you had possession of the ball in the box and someone fell into you like that. You know you'd be upset.
I mean, I don't know. It didn't look like he fell into him to me. It looked like if the only thing that would have brought him down if there was actual force in the tug on his hand. It didn't look like there was to me, but
I mean, yeah.
I wasn't there.
Nani,
I wasn't there.
Nani's not that much bigger than me, so yeah, he's gonna go down, bro. Like you touch him, he's going down.
I mean, the forward's got to make the ref make a decision there. Exactly. But I feel like when VAR took a look at it, I thought they were going to overturn it. I thought it was getting overturned for sure. Because when I saw it in slow motion, I was like,
did he not clip his leg on the way? Like,
he took another step. He takes another step with both legs after the contact on his right boot. He plants his right and brings his left forward before falling down. So
yeah.
But dude, I was hoping for the draw, as you know, and so when they scored that, I was celebrating vehemently, as I do, and when the pen went in, and so I had just sat back down. Back down when you won the corner, and I was just. I'm talking shades of Liverpool, Barcelona in the Champions League. Shut off from Man U. Just let Cole Palmer shoot it in the box. I was just.
So, question for you.
Okay. Go ahead, Patrick.
I was going to ask. So, if the ball doesn't go in,
is that a handball?
Is that a handball?
Is it a handball?
No.
He's extending and leans in with this.
His hands are also clasped behind his back.
But he leans it over.
But he leans in with this.
Look.
It's below the badge.
His arms are like this.
But he
behind his back.
You can see him move his arm,
but they're attached to his body. He moved his whole body.
No, he moved his arm towards the ball.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't.
Y'all are really asking for some softness.
I've never been able to, even in the midfield, I've never been able to trap a ball, bringing it down with this. Like, I've never been able to bring it. I've had to use the shoulder, but I've never been able to use this meat.
You both know that they would never have called that a handball.
See, I think they would have.
I think they would have. With the other pins given, I think
his hands were clasped behind his back.
But
they never give handballs.
He leans into it.
He could have used his head, bro. Like he could have used anything else.
No,
like
he
you could see his arm go outward.
I don't know. Hey, I don't care. It went in. I don't care. I don't care.
Well, regardless, he got punished because they lost. Regardless, it went in. So
ball never lies.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's the City. It's honestly reminiscent of the City game all over again.
I agree, 100%.
Both teams absolutely get punished on almost every mistake they make. And
well, I don't know about that. There were a lot.
I mean, yeah, we hit the bar 3 times in this game, like
lots of mistakes. Yeah,
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I don't even know if they have a sub for him, but I'm shocked he stayed in the whole game, bro. He was getting
he got put in the blender by Palmer.
Dallo. Dollop a daisy over here. Got cooked.
Dude, they don't have a sub. Do you know do you know who they brought in for Varane when Varane went off injured? I still don't know his name.
I still don't know his name.
Oh, that kid.
5'3".
Oh, yeah.
53.
Chekoloblama or something something like that.
Check his diploma.
Check his diploma. Make sure he's of age. You got to at least graduate high school to start a Prem game,
so
bro.
What makes you think they have extra defenders to bring in? Guys making his debut, and you're saying, oh, bring somebody in for Dallo. Dallo's been their best defender.
He got cooked.
He's been their best player all season, player of the year.
And y'all want to talk mad stuff?
Absolutely cooked.
I'm so glad. For once, actually twice now. Yeah, he didn't have the greatest game ever, but I do think he provides more than Sterling. I'm so glad to see Mud Dog getting starts.
Mud Dog.
The first goal, even the free kick given to get us in position down the field is all on Mud Dog. The build-up play, all came from my man Mud Dog.
Willie Kumbala. He is 19. He's played in 5 games.
Check his diploma.
He's played in 5 games.
Hey, no. It's like a Bad News Bears, right? No, it's the other one.
Where it says I am 9.
Yeah, I am 12. Yes.
In crayon.
That's a bit.
Meanwhile, he's drinking. He's drinking a 40. He's drinking a tall boy at the same time.
I am 12.
I didn't know this, but Caicedo got a yellow card for excessive celebration, and then Harry Maguire got a yellow card after the game.
Yep.
Right as the game ended. Yeah.
Celebration police, bro. I've heard people taking issue with Pochettino celebrating like he's won the Champions League final.
He kept his job, bro. Give my man a break.
They saved his job. Cole Palmer saved his job at the death.
Yo, I saw the most roasting post ever. They were like, what if Graham Potter had Cole Palmer? He might still be here, bro. We might still have him. Cole Potter.
Well, think about it. We only gave up like 34 goals last year.
That's what I'm saying, man.
And we've given up like 70 this season.
Yeah, we just could not score.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, it was like 27 goals to 29 or something like that. It was
maybe we need a combined. Maybe we need a combined coaching squad of Potter Chino, like we've been talking about, because Potter didn't give up goals and Pochettino can score them. He just gives up too many.
Todd Bowley will love this. Pochettino is the offensive coordinator, and Potter is the defensive coordinator.
Yep.
I wouldn't.
And you get 3 times. And you get 3 times out.
Bring in a free kick special teams coach.
And call us the London Cowboys, bro. We're good.
So one of the funny things that comes about from this game
goalkeeping D-line coach.
is that United is now back at a negative goal differential.
Bro, y'all
Still
are
ahead of
5
us,
points
though.
back with a game in hand.
Yep.
I know.
X, you're 5 points back with a game in hand. And check it out, X. Not to blow hopium up your butt.
Please
but
don't, bro. I today went from we can do it. We're 2 goals up. Here we go. We're climbing the table. First game of the season. Loving it. Loving life.
X,
Throwing my phone
X.
so far across the parking lot, I missed the other goal.
X, bro, you're at Sheffield.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And United host Liverpool. And you have a game in hand. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
That would put us at 7th.
7th place,
Are you
baby!
hearing what I'm saying to you? And
I
Arsenal
know.
are playing Brighton.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
going to slap
Arsenal
up
playing
Brighton
Brighton.
for you. We'll slap
Newcastle
up Brighton
playing
for you,
Fulham.
West
bro.
Ham got.
Hey,
West
man,
Ham's
it's
got
there.
Wolves.
It's there to be had.
There to be had, man. First game of the season, we can get 7th place. Here we
So
go.
I want
Game's
to
on.
I want to do tonight differently than we did on Monday. Instead of doing reviews and then previews, we'll go right ahead into the Sheffield preview and we'll do some predictions, some previews. Anything. I mean, it's at Bramall Lane. Sheffield have scored 3 goals, 4 goals. They've scored 4 goals in the last 2 games, 3 against Fulham at home last time.
They'll score on
Do you
us.
think they're going to score on you?
They'll score on us. It's
Back
just a
post
matter
run,
of
man.
back post runs.
Ollie
Set piece.
McBurney. It'll be a
Set
set
piece.
piece.
It'll be a set piece.
It'll be a set piece, yeah.
That or a
Dude,
big
the
or
goal-
a massive counter. It'll be a set
Bro,
piece or
the
a counter.
goal, dude, the goal that Sheffield, it's gonna be a back post off a counter. The goal that Sheffield scored today versus Liverpool, straight up, Joe Gomez gets done by a little. It's a Cruyff move, but not a Cruyff turn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where he drags it back and Cruyffs it behind his leg, and Joe Gomez dove in and got done. And then he whips in across to the back post, and they head the ball down, and it goes off Connor Bradley for the own goal, which you guys just flat refuse to mark the back post.
There's no such thing as back post. Quit. There's no such thing.
I'm saying Chelsea are going to give up a goal.
Oh, we're gonna give up a goal
for sure.
It's gonna be 3-1. We'll win the game.
3-1?
3-1.
Yeah, I was good.
3-1.
Give me.
God forbid we score early, because then that'll change. But 3-1.
Well, so I'm concerned. They're going to play a low block. I think we can break it down a little bit better. We've shown that we can. We scored
Give the
2
ball to
on
Cole
them
Palmer.
last time we played them.
Give it to him.
Just give the ball to Cole.
Just let him
Just
shoot.
give the ball to Cole.
Just let him shoot.
Um,
Nico's got his clown hair. We're good, bro. We're good.
I will not stand for Nico slander right now. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. Yeah, we won 2-0 at the bridge. Well, look at something real quick. Like we had 78% of possession, and we have 15 shots. So,
You know what? I'm calling it. Axel Disaster actually puts one in the other net for once.
Fox in the box. All right.
Fox in the right box.
in the right box.
Fox in the right box.
I'm calling it. He's going to score in both goals.
Oh, no.
The old brace, but not.
Should he have not gotten to the header? Like Thiago has the mindset, just not the legs to get there. Oh, Fox in the box almost clears this off the line. Had he had been there a step, he was off by 1, maybe 1.5 steps to clear that off the line.
Yeah, I guess.
Dude, I threw my. I cannot tell you how many times I threw my phone today. I can't. Just straight watching it like this, because it's already in your hand like this, and it's just rifted. I had to go find it.
So you're an NFL quarterback. You're not Frisbee?
I'm not Frizz. No, I'm straight. Yeah.
Straight up Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning just. I missed the second goal. I had to go. I was looking for my phone. Like, I missed the second goal. I was looking for it. When we tied the game, I had no idea. Or sorry, when they tied it.
Cole scored last time and also had an assist, so I expect that to kind of continue.
You think Sterling starts? It's been too long.
I feel like it.
Sterling was awful. Sterling was not good when he come in. Mud Dog will start again.
Thank God.
Let's go 3-1. I was leaning 4-2, but we'll go 3-1.
I like it.
I am going for 3-2 because of the fact that if you go look at your last 6
we've given up 2 goals.
Yep.
First team to do it since in 36 years, and last team to do it was Chelsea.
Yep.
Proper Chels, baby.
Making your own records, guys.
Proper Chels, baby.
Proper Chels. Nobody's going to hold this record unless it's us. Which is crazy because you also have the record for the best defense ever in the league.
Yeah.
If you're not first, you're last. If you're not first, you're last.
We want all the records. We want the best records and the worst records. We want every record there is.
That is the life of a Chelsea fan, gracious, man. It's just.
So you definitely should beat Sheffield. Like, you have to beat Sheffield.
We have
to.
I think we would. I think we will.
We're supposed to, but yes, we should.
I think it's going to be frustrating. I think they're going to piss you off.
Of course.
You know.
Tracks.
Or we could get an early goal and pull them out, too.
Well, it might be like you score, and then they score, and then you get like 3. You get like 2 more, and then it's nervous because we have 2 goals. We'll start screwing around because we're up 2 goals, and we're going to win. And then you just lose. Or then you just give up another goal.
Our team is just immature.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are. I mean, when we went up 2 goals, I told my wife, I'm like, I know it's about to happen. She's like, you're up 2. You're going to win. I'm like, I'm
not going to lie. I felt the same way. I felt the same way. I was like, man, United. I wasn't worried about my prediction for a draw at that point. And I was like, United will come back into it. Who knows what will happen in the end in Fergie time. But yeah. Well, there you have it. Chelsea marching on. Will they make 7th place? 8th place? I don't know.
We could get 6th.
We could get 6th?
We could get 6th.
Could get 6th, he says.
If we finish top 8,
miraculous.
Be miraculous.
Miraculous.
But it would be bittersweet because that means that we're going to have another season of Pochettino.
Yo, if we give him a healthy defense, we might be like, I don't want to even say it. I'm okay.
Sir, we just
I'm Posh out. I agree. Half of me really wanted us to lose this game today, but I hate United so much where I can't not let that happen. But yes, I don't want another season. God, Patrick, why'd you say that?
Yeah, who knows? If y'all win the FA Cup.
Oh, my God.
Make your rubber league.
Listen to the pain. It'll be like silverware Posh has actually won because, titles at PSG for the season don't mean anything. They've won for the last 20 years.
You could pull the French League Cup, the French League Championship out of a Cracker Jack cereal box.
On simulation, you can just simulate the whole season.
Simulate the season.
You can just simulate the season with PSG and you win.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, speaking of simulating the season, the Arsenal absolutely dominated.
Props to Mikel Arteta, though, bro. props to him giving
Yep.
Luton the shout out at the end of the game, saying, he gave them some high praise.
I thought
Well,
that
he's
was
a
before the
classy
game.
guy.
Or before the game. Yeah, it might have been before the game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was before the game.
Yeah, well,
That was
he's a
class.
classy guy.
That was class.
Old
No
Super
one
Arteta.
deserves to be here more than them. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's a classy dude. I'm a fan. But
Clearly.
yeah, I thought that. X, you hanging around, buddy? You said you might be taking off.
I'm gonna hang around till Lewis gets here, and then I'm gonna go do some paperwork.
Sounds good. I lost my pin.
I'll sub out. I'll sub out when Lewis comes to check in. We'll get the old flag going.
Nice, yeah. Well, I thought that we were very good in that first half. I thought that, of course, we were able to be our old self again. It looked that way as far as we looked more like last season with Partey in there. And so I thought that the fact that Luton did not press us as far as, the individual on the ball, there was just all kinds of space, all kinds of time. They waited till we were, in our own half before they really started pressing. And I thought we were zipping the ball around quickly in that first half. I thought we were, on it. And that was a good performance from Odegaard in a dirty goal. Absolute fantastic finish. The angle from behind him shows him slicing across the ball. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Absolutely love to see that. I definitely thought it was a captain's performance from Martin Odegaard. And I was happy to see that we got to do some rotation, in these run-ins, especially since we're going to be playing. We got Brighton on Saturday, Bayern on Tuesday, Villa at the weekend, and then Bayern again in Germany. And then it's, the weekend again, and then again and again, and so the fact that we were able to rotate 5 guys, I believe it was Smith Rowe, Nelson, Trossard, Partey, Zinchenko, was fantastic. Saka didn't even make the bench. Fantastic. Jesus didn't play. Great. Rice got a rest. So the fact that we were able to go out and still put out a professional performance, still go out, get a couple of good goals, and take care of business and kind of have the foot off the gas in that second half, I thought it was fantastic. Very good that, we're kind of able to get over the line in a game we're obviously supposed to win, but we did it with such ease. And there was very little tax, so to speak, on our season, on our fitness and our health as a whole. I thought that even though it was a much changed team, we still looked dominant. We still kept them to 1 shot on goal, 72% possession, I believe, just completely dominated the whole game. And I thought that finally, in an opportunity to prove that you should be in the team, Emil Smith Rowe has come in and had a game that says, hey, maybe I should be here next season. Maybe I should be, getting more minutes in this run-in. Maybe I should, be getting more of a look in, because I thought he had a fantastic game. Finally, we've been clamoring for him to take an opportunity, to take a chance, and he got through 80 minutes. Obviously, the match fitness isn't completely there,
right?
But he got the tackle that started the counterattack for the first goal, and he got the assist for the own goal. So he was influential in both goals. I thought he had a fantastic game, and very happy to see that from Smith Rowe. And I just hope and pray that he can, because there are these games like, if you look at the run-in, we still play Bournemouth, we still play Wolves, and
he needed the rotation to pay off.
There's going to be more rotation. And so maybe, just maybe, can Smith Rowe please play good enough that they sell Vieira instead of you? Please.
I think with me, it's kind of like they know that whole. Do we trust them to stay healthy for a whole season? Like even when you go to sell him, when people are going to go buy him, yeah. I mean, he's got plenty of football left in him. I don't doubt that at all. It's just every time he's been in these rotational roles in a squad, he's always had to take that backseat due to the injuries.
Yeah, it's been the same injury. It's been his problem.
Oh wow! Okay,
it's been one injury that he just keeps.
It's like James with a hammy. Yeah,
absolutely is. Absolutely is. Boom.
There he is.
I'll be in just a second. I just wanted to let y'all know I was coming in.
There he is. There he is. He's gonna make it. Yeah. Well, yeah, man. I think that it was important for us to go back on top of the table, keep the pressure on Liverpool. Yes, they were playing Sheffield, and so it's.
I mean, they barely got away with their. Oh my God, we won't. I don't want to skip to it, but
they were just arrogant. But that's Liverpool.
They were toying around.
I think that
it would have been poetic justice had Bradley cost them the league. That's all I want to say about it for right now. Poetic justice.
But I think that another very positive performance was from Thomas Partey, and he looked shades of his best, shades of last season. The way he receives the pass and immediately looks to play through lines, immediately looks to progress and move forward is I'm not gonna say rare, but the fearlessness with which he does it is you don't see that a whole lot. And please, football gods, stay healthy.
He's bigger than
stay healthy.
He's a big dude. He's a brick.
He's a monster, dude. He's so big.
Brick, bro. He's big.
He's a big boy.
He's a big dude.
And just I like, if I have to do some sacrifices, make a crossroads deal, whatever I gotta do, football gods, keep this man healthy, please. Because it's. I mean, he elevates us to an even a whole nother level. Declan Rice has been an absolute stalwart, incredible, amazing magician of a monster in there. Didn't even miss him. Didn't even the whole time Partey was in there. It was Declan who, we're good. And so when they are playing together, look out. With Rice in front of Partey next to Odegaard, yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited. We got to have him. It's got to be healthy, bro. And so with that in mind, it's interesting and intriguing, because I thought Zinchenko was decent as well. Zinchenko did Zinchenko things. He come on and was, giving it this in the second minute of the game. Come on. I haven't even sat down with my beer yet, and he's trying to get the thing going. Because apparently, the atmosphere at the Emirates was just
dull.
Terrible, just awful. Because on a night when Arsenal go back top of the league with a professional performance to keep the pressure on our rivals, the narrative is, oh, the atmosphere at the Emirates is there, yeah. Except we're challenging for the top. Yeah, nobody cares about the atmosphere when we're winning games and going top of the league. Come on, people. I'm telling you right now, guys, we're going to break the internet. If we win this league, bro, YouTube is going to explode.
I'm not. Yeah.
Dude, the salt in the British media, the hate for Arsenal, the people's heads are going to explode, bro. It's going to be epic. I'm so pumped, dude. I cannot wait. Please, we got to do it. But
with that, crushing blows coming.
Oh yeah.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
And you know who it's gonna be, right? You know who it's gonna be, right?
Don't you do it. Don't you dare say it. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
You know it's gonna be, right?
It won't be you, I'll tell you that. You're going to get smashed.
The real pride of London, baby.
You'll get smashed.
London is always blue.
Yeah, come get some. Come get some. Come play like you did today.
We'll put 10 men in the box and draw y'all just so you don't win the league.
Come play like you did today at the Emirates.
Nope.
Come play like you did today at the Emirates. I would love it.
Nope.
Love it. It won't be like last time. It won't be like last time. We're not going to be messing around. It's not going to be none of that. Yeah, you're going to get slaughtered, bro.
Tell my boy
for you, dude.
Tell my boy Thiago to end his career on a red. Just absolutely.
Bro, you've hit 43 points, bro. You're on the beach.
No,
we're down.
We're not. No, our season just started. What are you talking about? We're not on the beach.
You're gonna be on the beach after. You're gonna be on the beach after you come to the Emirates.
You know, it's a game of a mind game. You know, now let's see. If the season just started, we've got 9 more games. 27 points still are out there. You know, this is where, you know, we've played dead for the last, 30 games. This is where we're gonna shine. You know, everybody's tired. Everything.
We're coming for it.
Here comes all the youth.
Yeah, and then when you come to the Emirates, it's all just gonna. That brand new season of yours, yeah.
When we get smashed by City in the semi and just absolutely hopes and dreams just gone.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be demoralizing. But Arsenal. See, I think there's something to be said about Lewis's game by game, idea, philosophy, and I think that for the manager, for the coaches, for the players, for the team, yes, game by game. For the fans, it's a little bit different. We have our eyes on different things. Obviously, I'm looking forward to Bayern Munich. Of course, how could I not be the Champions League quarterfinal? But the players cannot, I repeat, cannot overlook Brighton and Hove Albion on Sunday at the Amex.
Yep,
bro, it's gonna be tough, and I'm very intrigued as to the team selection. Now, obviously, we're in uncharted waters, both for Mikel Arteta and for this Arsenal team. Who do we play against Brighton? Who do we play against Bayern? Will it be all the same guys? Or do we, what's Arteta going to do,
You're trying to win the league. You got to play your top line.
Gotta play, yeah, full squad. That's why you had the rest in the games that don't matter or whatever you want to call them.
I mean, well, what do you say? What are you calling our full squad? I mean, Trossard could start in most teams. Jesus could start in most teams. Saka could start in most teams. Martinelli starts in most teams. Kai Havertz has a contract that means he starts for every team just because of his agent's really good.
It's these German internationals. They start no matter what. No, in all honesty, it's Raya, Saliba, Gabriel, White. I don't think Zenny is your starter. Odie, Rice.
No, it won't be Zenny. It'll be Kivior.
I think Martinelli, Saka. I think Havertz slots in for Rowe.
You don't think it'll be Tommy Asu?
Oh, Tommy. Ooh, that's a tough one, bro. Tommy Asu is physical.
No, I don't. Actually, it might be Tomiyasu because he's probably quicker and he's probably a better 1v1 defender. Only just, though. Kivior's been playing really well. So either of them are fine with me. I think he might start Tomiyasu against Bayern and Kivior against Brighton.
I could get along with that.
Or it might be the other way around. Either way, really. And I'm fine with either in either game, to be honest with you.
Isn't Sane on that side for Bayern?
He hasn't been starting. I haven't seen it. He hasn't been starting. It's weird. A lot of the Bayern games that I've tuned into, he hasn't been starting.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think, I don't know. Honestly, as far as left back goes, I'm cool with either, but I think we're going to see one and then the other. As far as one on Saturday and one on Tuesday. I want to see Partey, Rice, Odegaard. I want to see it. Even if for only like a half, maybe we do Jorginho for the first half or second against Brighton. But I want to see Partey get some more minutes with Rice together. I want to see it. And then up top against Brighton, I don't know what he'll go with, man, because Van Hecke and Dunk are big. They're tall guys, and Havertz is kind of, that's kind of what he was, part of the reason he was bought in, to give us height. And, he's good at battling for those aerial duels. And Havertz has got the Champions League experience. Jesus comes alive in the Champions League. I think we might see Havertz against Brighton and Jesus against Bayern.
I think you see Havertz against Bayern, bro.
Yeah.
Because of the Champions League. The Champions League pedigree.
Again, I'm not actually worried. But Gabby Jesus is best in the Champions League. His best work has been done in the Champions League. Also for City and for Arsenal as well. These wireless headphones, man, are giving me messing with my ear. Sorry. But Jesus has been fantastic in Champions League, both for Arsenal and for City. But also Havertz, although it wasn't the greatest, wasn't his best game against Luton. As good as he's been, I still judge him by like a lower bar, And so I thought he, once again, you can say the same thing we've been saying about him for most of the games all season. He did his bit in the press, looked good off the ball, challenged for the headers, had some awful touches in the final third, but the pass for the assist gets another GA, racking up GA. The pass was good, the movement was good there. So he's had a so-so game. I think that he's playing good enough, though, that once again, just like in left back, and I feel blessed to be able to keep saying this, I think we'll see one then the other, but it could go either way for me, and it won't bother me. It won't bother.
That's fair.
Also, if we saw Trossard, Havertz, Jesus all against Brighton, and then Martinelli, Saka, and either Havertz or Jesus down the middle versus Bayern. As long as Havertz stays out of my midfield,
You're fine.
I'm happy. As long as Havertz is not in my midfield, especially since Jorginho's playing well, healthy, Partey's healthy, Smith Rowe's had a good game and is healthy, Rice is healthy, Odegaard healthy. There's no need for the German Wunderkind in my midfield. Thank you.
So, little Bayern news. Sané suffered a groin strain about a month ago. He left training early on Tuesday, so he's a doubt for the weekend. They're trying to get him up to fitness for Arsenal. You probably will face Neuer, though, in goal. He's been out.
Bayern are playing the worst team in the league, in the Bundesliga this season. Hoffenheim. So he won't. They don't need him to play.
Nope.
So, you may have to face Kingsley Coleman, though.
Yeah. It don't matter who we're facing. It's not going to be easy.
No.
Fans are no fans. Bad season or no bad season. You both know TT's bringing it.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the Champions League.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the only thing they're playing for.
I think that's going to be on Arteta's mind. I think it's going to be on the players' mind. And I think that's why I'm very intrigued to see this performance. Because, like I say, we're not for Arsenal, but in 15 years, we have not been in a quarterfinal of a Champions League. And so for this team, for this crop of players and this manager, we have not had to juggle both. So we'll see what he does. I just hope that Arteta can impress upon them the same thing that you guys said. Look, we got to win them both. Mm-hmm. We got to go for both. And I really hope we press Brighton high. We know they like to gamble. We know they like to play out from the back almost to a fault. And if we can cause some high turnovers early, get a couple of good goals, and be able to cruise, I think, if we can kill this game by halftime and be able to cruise into the Bayern match, that's ideal. Go ahead and lock the game up and then kill it off like we did versus Luton. Just make the neutrals hate us in the second half. Oh, they're so boring. They're so boring. Yeah, well, no one got any shots off, so we win. Thank you. That's where I'm at. And then we focus on Bayern. But yeah, I'm pretty confident. Brighton are not doing awesome at the moment. They're struggling, and so I'm going 2-0 to the Arsenal. What are we thinking?
You want to go first, X?
I don't like that crazy look in your eye.
I just
don't do it. Don't don't joke yourself, man. Don't trick yourself here.
2-0. That's a good one.
Bro, our away record as far as shutouts is phenomenal.
Brighton, I'll give you 2-1.
Dude, David Raya, 11 clean sheets.
I'll give you 2-1.
And he didn't even start every game this season?
2-1.
Just saying.
2-1.
2-1. Love to hear it. What you saying, Patrick?
I also went 2-1. I think y'all have to win it late, though.
Yeah.
Don't do me like that. I don't need a game
think
like
there's
that.
a little
right
bit of a
before the
look ahead.
Champions League.
Nail biter, like Liverpool.
I think it's very hard for there not
in
to
the
be.
80s. Yeah. But
There'll definitely be some look ahead.
And I think that's a concern because, I mean, take the idea of Bayern not being great this year, but of course, it's a Champions League. You never know what's going to happen. It's still Bayern Munich. It's still like, hey, this is a big deal. And it's really easy to look ahead, and especially with you having a game Saturday then Tuesday. So I think it is a concern, especially going on the road to the Amex. I think Brighton has something that this is kind of like one of those last gasp efforts on their season, to make something of their season. So yeah, I think 2-1, you'll win it late, but it's also a warning sign.
Yeah.
For Tuesday potentially.
Hey boys, on that note, I am gonna have to slide.
All right, man.
I
Be
appreciate
easy.
y'all. Yeah, man.
Later.
Always
Have a good night.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I think that boom
Face
in your face.
my face is huge.
Yeah, we'll try something a little different here until Lewis shows up. But yeah, man, I think that we definitely are going to be looking ahead. That's why I'm hoping that Arteta, who you would have to think he has some experience with being deep in the Champions League as a coach.
Yeah.
So he will have had conversations with players in these moments, and he will have also have heard what Pep has said to prepare his team for these types of situations as well. So I'm hoping that, and I believe in Arteta, man. Every time I've doubted him, he's proven me wrong, time in and time out. And so I'm no longer doubting him, man. And I'm hoping that he can give one of those win one for the Gippers I'm so fond of. Really have us in the right mindset.
Yeah. Well, this is the tricky part of the season. And, this is where, and I'm not saying you're lucky because everybody plays the same amount of games, but you were a little bit lucky with that whole break that you had there for pretty much the month of January, to avoiding.
Although I would trade it for being in the semifinal of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
That's why we had that break, because we were out of FA Cup.
Yeah, exactly. But having that break, it gives you the fitness for this run in. Because this is the time of the season where those soft tissue injuries really start to show up because people are fatigued and they're being pushed to the end. And with you being able to do rotation on what was that, Tuesday? Yeah.
Yep.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Tuesday.
I think that it'll help you because it's going to come fast and heavy here pretty soon. And, the thing about the Premier League is you kind of know what you're going to consistently get from teams. When you go into the Champions League, yeah, you can watch film. Yeah, you can do this, you can do that, scout them. But until the ball's kicked, you haven't faced them. It's sort of like the whole thing with Porto. That first round, it was like, okay, it's a brick wall. We got to find a way to get through to it. You couldn't get through to it. They scored late. But that was how they play. That's how they play. Bayern's going to come to the Emirates. I knew it was an E. The Emirates. And, I think they would be happy with a 2-1 loss going back to Munich. Yeah.
Sure.
So I think that, that mindset is, can you kill it off early, or are you going to have to go back to Munich and really play it at that point? And with the now match congestion that's starting to grow, you want to kill it off either way, either this one or Bayern. And I think just with this being on the road, it's going to be a little bit more difficult just because Brighton, while they have been an issue in terms of consistency.
We have an awful record there, though. We have a terrible record at the MX.
It's a hard place to play. I don't know what injuries they still have, but they're always good for a goal there, it seems like. And, they get one early, put pressure on you, got to snap back into reality at that point if you are looking ahead. If you're not, it's no big deal. You'll take care of business. But I do think there'll be a little bit of a look ahead for sure because it'll be hard not to be.
I definitely think this will be far more difficult than the Luton game.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
Most definitely.
As far as Bayern goes, I think that we have to absolutely. I think it's so unbelievably important that we come out and smash them in the first game. We absolutely have to go for it. Like not even like saying we have to smash them. I'm saying we have to go to try and smash them. Yeah. We have to go all guns blazing, damn the torpedoes, and dump on them because, and this is why I would rather see Manchester City in the semifinal. Our away performances in the Champions League have not been great. The only good one was away to Sevilla, and they were trash.
Yeah.
So going to the Allianz, no matter the score, is going to suck.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be awful, and we're going to suffer. We are going to suffer. If Lens and Porto were any indication, and
Allianz is it's not
especially
the Great Yellow Wall, but it's
if we say we're up 2-0, say we get, heaven forbid it's 2-1, heaven forbid we win 1-0 or something like that, and we go to the Allianz, and if we're up 1-0, Arteta's gonna set up to defend
defensively.
Bro, my nerves are gonna be.
Well,
I want at least two. I want at least two going to Germany.
The one thing you could take solace in is it seems that Harry Kane can't hit the bright side of the barn with his head this year. So,
bro, he scores against Arsenal though.
Oh yeah, he's got a bunch against y'all.
And you say that, but he's got 29 goals this season.
Well, that's the Bundesliga. I mean, just no offense to him, but
yeah,
it's usually Bayern and the kids.
Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to Brighton. Looking forward to Saturday. We got to keep the pressure on Liverpool who play on Sunday. Definitely have to keep up the pressure at the top of the league. It's going to be difficult, but I think we can definitely get it over the line. Speaking of getting it over the line, speaking of Liverpool, an interesting performance today at home to Sheffield United. I definitely thought
is this the most Darwin Nunez goal you've ever seen?
100%. 100%. The most noodles goal I've ever seen. But what is the goalkeeper doing? Like, dude, he wasn't even watching.
Mm-mm.
He was obviously aware that Noodles was there, but he didn't even acknowledge it. He didn't even make a movement to the side, to the left, or the right.
That's why it drives me crazy.
Just kick it right at him.
As a former keeper, and I didn't play for a long time, but it's what drives me crazy is these keepers who are nonchalant at either the ball being passed back to them and there's not like a sense of urgency, or they're, trying to kick it upfield and there really doesn't seem like a sense of urgency. And it's like that striker, that attacker, I mean, just take the word, they're attacking you. They're coming full bore 100% at you. Maybe there's sometimes where they pull off just because it's a little too far, but they're coming full bore at you and you can't shut off. And that's what it seems like he did today, was just absolutely shut off. Didn't even think about it. He just thought it was a random, I'm going to kick it upfield. And no, the guy's standing there ready to block your kick.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that this performance from Liverpool was exactly like the FA Cup.
Mhm.
They showed up. We're Liverpool. This is Anfield. We're going to win. That's what it is. And they didn't really, for a long time, they weren't really creating much. There was a number of shots from outside the box, a number of like individual kind of efforts. They were getting in some good crisp passing, but when they would get into the box, it was kind of, try to dribble a guy and have a shot. And in this way, I thought that they didn't really take it seriously.
No.
And they got punched in the mouth. And that was when they decided to start taking it seriously. One of the literal only good passages of play I've seen Sheffield put together all season. Get a good cross, good header on the back post. Not much Connor Bradley can do about the own goal. Just comes off of him, off his shin or whatever, is what it is. Man, you was robbed. Oh my God, Sarah, what are you doing?
No, give her a second.
Just kidding. I thought Sarah was coming for you there for a second.
Yeah, I thought she was too. I have all the enemies. It seems like, It's just
all of our viewers like to poke at you. I guess.
I guess I'm an easy target. What can I say? But no, I mean, I think you make a really good point. It was sort of like the FA Cup. Hey, we're Liverpool. We'll do what we need to. We'll get out of it. Will we have to sweat it a little bit? Yeah, but in the end, we're Liverpool. We're going to beat you. And it's an arrogance for sure. But you're playing. You got the Klopp retirement tour. You're playing in Anfield. You're playing the worst team in the league. You can be a little bit arrogant.
Speaking of the Klopp retirement tour, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but
I haven't. I'm trying to find it.
I couldn't find it on any socials, but at 1-1, there was a free kick for Sheffield. And maybe the guy went down a little soft, but there's clear footage of Virgil van Dijk with his hands on the guy's throat as you can see his arms extend as he shoves the guy down with his hands on his throat. Now, yes, it's soft. Yes, it didn't look really like much. Yes, it was like, okay, guys kind of gone down really easy there. But Van Dijk has made contact with the guy's neck with like this, in this motion. Not that I care, but Rodri didn't even make contact, didn't even touch the guy, and caught a 3-match ban.
Yeah. He threatened it. Like, he Darth Vadered it,
Just saying, like, a 3-match ban for Virgil van Dijk would not go amiss, as far as us Gooners.
No, you would be happy with that.
I would be certainly happy, but more importantly, like, some consistency, maybe.
Yeah.
One guy tries to choke slam somebody, gets a 3-match ban for shadow boxing, and then this other guy actually choke slams somebody and gets it. And you know what? The referee, it wasn't even like play went on. The referee stopped the play, went over. You stop it now. You stop it. You cut that out, Van Disney. You cut that out, you silly goose. and then let the play go on. Like he hadn't just choke slammed a guy.
Yeah.
Like, dude, come on. Like that.
Who was the match official? Let's see.
I don't remember.
Stuart Atwell.
Tell me it was Anthony Taylor.
Anthony Taylor was the 4th official.
Of course.
Yeah. So Stuart Atwell was the official today.
Yeah, man. That was definitely yeah. Hashtag do it for Klopp.
Do it for Klopp.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see what this looks like.
Oh,
that's interesting. That's interesting. Do we like that or do we like it normal?
it's whatever. I'm gonna keep y'all apart from each other, since you're so close in the table.
No, you're not. Yeah, I think we'll rock it like this for a bit. This looks good.
Sounds good. Sounds good. What's up, Lewis?
Well, what's up, Lewis? How you doing, man?
Man, in Charleston to run the Cooper Bridge run again. It's like my annual thing, and visiting mom. So just trying to take in some time because once we become adult people, we move away from home. We see parents a little bit less, so you try to make it worth time. But I made sure I saw some footy today.
Nice. Whereabouts in Charleston are you?
Do you know where like Monk's Corner is? Like north of
course.
Yeah. It's up that way.
Nice. I went to college at Charleston Southern.
Awesome. That's right. You play ball. That's right. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, my mom passes that every day.
That's what's up. Shout out to all you Charleston people. Anybody from Charleston listening. Did you catch the Liverpool game? Did you see Virgil van Dijk choking out Darth Vader style, choking people out? No?
You're muted. There you go.
I did not see it. I only saw the Chelsea game. That's the only one I saw. Because I think
there you go.
One of my
Chelsea
buddies
are not performing good.
One of my buddies who is a United fan was like, "Hey man, how is United gonna blow this?" And then they proceeded to blow the game. So it is what it is. Why am I?
No arguments from me. I think it's Pankaj. No arguments for me. His tactics are really, really bad. He sets the team up to not be successful. I think part of it's personnel. And I know we already talked about Chelsea, but I forgot to mention this. We went to 3 at the back. There at the end.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, you did there.
I don't know why, but it's almost like that's his tactical change is to go to 3 at the back, at the end of the game for some reason. But
He's back. There he is.
There he is.
Yeah. But
I zoomed in on me for and I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know. Maybe it's this new configuration. We can throw it back to this, make everybody a little bit more comfortable. There we go. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, man, Liverpool back to the top. Once Sheffield scored on them, they're like, oh, we should play.
We should play today. Yeah.
We should probably
come out of second gear.
Decide to play today. And then they cranked it up, put on the pressure like they do. And of course, Sheffield crumbled like they do. And Liverpool back on top of the table. But since our resident citizen has arrived, we'll give him his due. Man City, Philly Foden, destroying Aston Villa and letting people know why you don't go and open up gung-ho at the Etihad. What you telling me, Lewis?
Well, Foden playing in the middle is super, super important, which I think we all have discussed. And so it's important that just understanding the value of rotation, but also recognizing that Phil and Rodri are the guys for the team going forward, and that really, really going forward for the team. I think I started watching the documentary, and I think they probably started watching the documentary on Netflix, and that's where they kind of I think they went forward with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that Foden, man, you gotta needs his problem to do this without bringing up Bukayo Saka, because for some reason, if you mention Foden on YouTube, Saka has to follow, and I disagree. So let's leave my man out of it. He didn't even play. He didn't even play on Tuesday. So why should we compare him? We're not going to compare him. Foden, absolutely incredible game. I thought that he was able to run it without Haaland and De Bruyne there, and I think that says a whole lot. I mean, Rodri was there, but the fact that Haaland and De Bruyne are not, I thought was going to be an issue. And early on, I thought it might have looked like it, but in their absence, ran over Villa. Absolutely ran him over. How do you think Alvarez did in Haaland's place?
It's weird because I think Alvarez is a consistency form guy. So him getting runs of games is normally what benefits him. And I think Pep has a job on his hand trying to figure out how to run those two where they can consistently get minutes, because they've played separate, they've played alternating, and they've played together. And he's trying to find the best mix to make sure his strikers stay in form, because technically his strikers are not in the best form. The goals are coming from outside of the strikers. So it's trying to figure out, how do we make sure these guys who are supposed to score goals for us will score goals for us, and feeling forward. But I mean, I'm not going to knock Alvarez for anything, because he in his locker, he has some miraculous Spider-Man stuff in there, which is why they call him
that. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yeah. What you telling me, Patrick? What you think about this one?
Didn't get to see much of it. I don't know why I didn't get to see much of it. Anyways,
were you watching the Arsenal game?
Yeah, that's why I watched the Arsenal game, and I totally forgot that City was on until the Arsenal game was over, and I was like, it's already over, so no reason to watch it. I did watch, the goals and whatnot. Foden, of course, looked fantastic in the few clips that I saw. This is another one of those situations, where City becomes frustrating as just a fan of the game. This is where City becomes frustrating, because they have them in this in them every week. They do. That they have the scorers on that team to put 3-4. I mean, like I made a proclamation about 6 weeks ago now. I think City can score 3 goals every match. That's not just because I'm like, oh, well, City, I truly, truly believe City can score 3 goals every match. And whether it's, crazy individual performance by Phil Foden, which that put him in some rarefied air with hat tricks, if I remember right. But, either that or, individual brilliance from De Bruyne or, Bernardo Silva or Doku, which, but but in general, it's just frustrating, because you almost start to ask, are City living up to their potential? And then you see these kind of games and you really start to question, like, is there truly something wrong, or is this team just disjointed? And I feel like it is a little bit. I think that they've got of course, they've got a great tactician in Pep. He's a great motivator in general. They've got the individual brilliance in multiple players. And it's like something seems off. And then you see them do this, and you're like, okay, they're going to go on their run. Well, I mean, and technically they're still on their run. They're what, 19 unbeaten now, Lewis?
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, so like 19 unbeaten now. So it's like, okay, well, they're in the middle of a run, but yet it doesn't feel like a City run. It feels like, yeah, they're just kind of getting by.
Well, it's because they're not the only one on a run.
That's true. That's true. But even then, I don't think this run has been that impressive because we're used to City just smashing, and not looking like they can't score against Chelsea, for example, or, not finding a goal against Arsenal, which props to Arsenal defensively, fantastic. But you just wonder, can they continuously do this, or is it now we're just now relying on individual performances? And I think a little bit with the way Haaland's been, I think it has to be individual performances until he gets back into scoring. It's going to be individual performances because they don't have the guy to rely on to say, okay, we're going to throw a ball into the box and you're going to score. We know you're going to score. Now it's like, maybe we need to take that shot because he might flub it. So, kudos to them. When you beat a team that's what they're top 4, aren't they?
They're still 4th.
Yeah, you beat a top 4 team. By this scoreline, that's impressive. Yeah. And so props to them. 4-1. That's a good one. Got Palace on the weekend, so
Selhurst Park.
Yeah. Yeah. The cheerleaders.
Could be tough, Lewis. Could be tough, man. Eze is doing his thing. Nah, man, I can't even pretend. I can't even pretend, bro. Palace are not good. Not good.
They always seem to find a goal right now. I don't get it.
Well, I will say this, though. They're sort of a bogey team for Man City, especially at Selhurst Park. I think it was 2-2 or was it 2-2 this season, Lewis, at the Etihad? And then I think last season you struggled at Selhurst Park. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
they
had some issues with them. It was actually in the documentary as well.
Yeah, it was 2-2 December 16th.
Yeah. I think Palace might have beat them last season at Selhurst Park. I don't remember, but honestly, I still expect, it is a lunchtime kickoff in the UK. It is the 12:30 kickoff, so City will be playing first as far as the title rivals are concerned. I want to say that Palace are gonna show up and dude, Crystal Palace, for me, first team this season on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
They're not gonna make Europe. They're not gonna get relegated. They're chilling, man. They're chilling.
Well, they're at 30 points.
They're at what? They're only at 30? Wait a
points.
second. Wait just a second, sir.
So
that is not safe at all.
Yeah, they're 8 points clear of Luton right now. And they do have a game in hand. But I mean, they probably need to eke out maybe one more win to feel confident.
It ain't coming on Saturday.
No, it's not.
No, I think do we see De Bruyne? Does Haaland come back in? Just to get some minutes before the week? Because y'all play Tuesday? Yeah, you'll play on Tuesday. At the Bernabeu.
Oof.
Exciting, right?
Gonna have to have the split screen going again.
It's exciting,
I think y'all play at the exact same time Arsenal do. I think you play the exact same time Arsenal do.
Exciting, man. I love it.
So what do you think? I mean, we were
That's, you
talking
know,
about
I
how.
think that's.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was
I think he's
finished.
like
I
a
think
second behind
it's
me.
a delay on my side.
Yeah, there is. I think that because we were talking about in the Arsenal segment about how Arteta and this crop of Arsenal players are kind of in uncharted territory as far as having to juggle the Champions League and the Premier League. But City, been there, done that.
They're right at home.
What's the personnel looking like against Palace with Real Madrid in mind?
I think you see the same lineup that was that played Tuesday. Is it Tuesday?
Yeah.
I think it was Tuesday.
There was Tuesday, yeah.
Well, whoever played in the last game, I think that same lineup was there. I think Holland does come on. Holland didn't play in the last game. I think Holland will come on and De Bruyne will come on just to keep their legs fresh, because otherwise it'll be like a week where they haven't played, and so you want to make sure those guys stay in there. The back line probably stays the same. Gvardiol has been great in the last 2 games he played. I think Rico probably starts. Rico Lewis starts again, and I would. I think.
What's the
I
word on
think it's the
Ake?
same lineup. I think it's the same lineup because I think when it's. I haven't seen. I think it said it wasn't as serious as they thought it was. So he may be ready for that one, but I would still expect to see Gvardiol, Diaz, Akanji, and maybe Rico. If it's not Rico, they play Stones, and then Akanji plays out as the fullback on the right, and Holland obviously would start the game. And talking about the Bernabeu, Holland would start that game. I really think Pep is going to try to stick Foden in the middle. I mean, you clearly see where he's at his best, and so Foden, Grealish looked a lot better. Bernardo and Rodri, yeah. For Palace, I don't know. I think what you saw today is what will be at Palace. I mean, not today, but the last game,
Tuesday. So I'm thinking it'll be pretty
football was
straightforward.
on today, so I think that's why.
Right. Are you thinking it'll be pretty straightforward as well? I'm thinking like 3-0.
I'm gonna go 2-0. Just a nice, tidy performance.
Yeah.
Get to Tuesday.
That's what I was going with too. I was thinking 2-0 as well.
Yeah, I think we'll be just fine, and even with perhaps an eye on the Champions League, Pep and the gang know all about it. No strangers to this kind of thing. It's exciting for sure. I definitely think you're gonna smash Palace, and I am looking forward to the game at the Bernabeu. Hopefully you win, so I don't have to go there. All right. Yeah. Well, there were plenty of good games, some crazy ones, as there always are in the Premier League. I want to speed through some of these. We'll just mention them because I do want to get to the predictions as well. I thought I had it pulled up. Where are we at? Let's see. Everton steal it late with a penalty.
It's a penalty.
At St. James's Park. 1-1, 88th minute heartbreaker. What's going on with Fulham, guys? I totally thought they would win at Forest. And they absolutely just crap the bed.
Are they the bigger enigma than Brighton this year?
They've turned into the enigma team. Good at home, awful on the road. And I'm going to need Fulham to do something against Poole and or City, please. Thank you. Awesome. Good. Thank you. Come on, Fulham. Then there's Bournemouth over Palace. That same Palace that Man City are going to struggle with. No.
Yeah.
Good goal in late on for Bournemouth. Good win for Bournemouth at home. Wolves, they wandered on down to Burnley and Enigma.
With a
Just
draw,
straight like I
right?
don't even. It was draw 1-1.
Yeah.
Wolves have fallen off, man. I think injuries are catching up. I think fatigue is catching up.
Well, they were down like 3 starters, if I remember right.
Yeah. Neto's not in there. Yeah.
Neto, on chain, and
it's not a good story. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're struggling, man. Burnley, that's a good point for Burnley, I would say.
We've gotten 2 good points here this week.
And then, of course, at the London Stadium, the bubbles were blowing because it was a draw, 1-1. You love to see Tottenham getting battered. Well, not necessarily battered, but
battered everywhere they go.
Probably disappointed Tottenham. And West Ham are probably disappointed as well with this draw. Both the goals were early, and then it was kind of a stalemate. I think the game kind of played into West Ham's hands, and Tottenham weren't at their best and were not able to finish it out.
Right.
And so, yeah, but I think they both had chances and both could have won. But let's see, what was on Wednesday? That was Tuesday. Yeah, Arsenal, City, we already talked about. Brighton, Brentford, snooze fest, 0-0. Yet another reason why I am very confident about Saturday. Brighton are such an enigma, man. Who knows what they're going to do? I hope that same Brighton that showed up at Brentford shows up at the Amex on Saturday. All right. We'll move on to some predictions.
It's a big one at
the big one.
Old Trafford.
The rematch. Liverpool visiting Old Trafford. Hopefully, I'm praying, man. This is the one. This is one of the ones that I think could be a banana peel. I see you shaking your head there, Lewis. You don't think United can handle Liverpool at home?
Did you see United today? Are we serious? Liverpool's going to.
It's Old Trafford. It's Old Trafford.
It could be. It could be 35 versus nothing, and Liverpool got roller skates on. Liverpool's still winning the game. United is terrible, man.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like to hear that, man. I need the Old Trafford effect to come through, just like it did in the FA Cup for them to
that's even more reason why Liverpool
their way. Yeah, it'll be a different game. It's definitely going to be a different game. It won't be the same. What you think, Patrick?
I went with a barn burner, actually. I think that, as much as Liverpool was in second gear today, I don't think we'll get that on the weekend, especially against United, because they lost in the FA Cup to United. So, there's going to be a little bit of a rebound there, I think. So I think, though, that today specifically is kind of a gut punch for United. They really thought they had that one won, and they thought, okay, well, we're getting a draw, and then they lost it. So I'm going to go with a 4-2 pool win.
Oh, my. Definite barn burner. Yeah.
2-0.
What you thinking? 2-0. 2-0. Nice.
Pool.
That's Team Manchester United, right? I am going, and again, since I think the predictions league is gone, I'm going to go with a heart pick. Come on, United. 2-2.
If X was here.
Give me that drop point. Give me drop
if X
points.
were here,
That's all I need. X would be ripping United a new one. Absolutely.
he would be ripping you one too for saying, "Come on, United."
Hey man, that's all I need is one draw. Drop points just once. Do it once. I dare you. Come on. Come on, United. I need it. I need that Old Trafford effect to come through. Lewis, speaking of needing stuff to come through, we got through a couple before you got on here. Sheffield, Chelsea, what you got? It's at Sheffield.
Chelsea 2-1 over Sheffield.
And Arsenal, Brighton. It's at the Amex.
Who in Brighton?
Arsenal. At the
Oh,
Amex.
that 3-2 Arsenal.
3-2. Nice barn burner. Love to see it. All right, we'll go ahead and we can kind of fly through some of these. 6-pointer down at the bottom. Luton versus Bournemouth. I think that I've gone 1-0 to Luton. No, it's gonna be 2-1 actually.
It's at the
Luton.
Kenny.
At the Kenny.
3-2
saying?
Luton.
Nice. 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah, I think both have the capacity to play some good stuff. Both need the points. Luton more so. Maybe that's another heart pick, hoping they can get the win. Newcastle visiting Fulham. It's at Craven Cottage, so maybe that gives them a bit more. 2-2.
That's what I would
2-2. Yeah. I think Craven Cottage will help them stop the skid. What you saying, Lewis?
2-0 Newcastle.
Ooh, no love for Fulham. Just free fall. Absolute free fall. Did y'all clock that in the 34th minute while Forest were up on Fulham? Marco Silva made 3 subs.
Wow.
In the
Talk
30th
about
minute.
admitting that you got it wrong.
Yeah, Iwobi got hooked. Wilson got hooked. Like, it was crazy. That was nuts. Oh, my goodness. Massive game at the bottom.
Yep.
Burnley at Goodison Park.
Yep.
If Vince Company is going to survive, he's got to have this one. Absolutely got to have this one. I don't think he will, though. I don't think he will. 1-0 to the Toffees. That's such an important game, dude. He's left us again.
So Burnley, they got something going. I can't figure it out. I don't know if it's because they're like,
Is this trauma speaking? Is this just trauma speaking right now?
Well, no. I mean, think about it. They got one. They got one against Chelsea, which I mean, we just played poorly. But credit Burnley, they found a way to get a draw with 10 men. Then they got one against Wolves. You know, there's some momentum there, and I think this is one of those ones where you're like, yeah, we're on the road, but this is gettable. I got Fofana with a brace and a Burnley 2-1 win.
Oh, that would be huge. And I'll tell you what, man, either way, I need Everton's fate decided before the final day of the season. Because if I need points, if I need a win to win the league on the last day, and Everton are fighting for survival on the last day, come on, man. I would just love it.
Is that your last game?
Everton. I would love for them
at Everton or at Emirates?
No, it's at home.
Well, then you got nothing to worry about.
I would really love for them, if they're fighting for survival, it could be tricky. I would really love for them to be relegated already. That would be ideal. What you saying about Burnley though, Lewis? Everton Burnley at Goodison.
2-2.
2-2. A third straight draw for company and the gang. Can Villa bounce back at home versus the Bees of Brentford? Struggling in their own right. Took 30 shots against Man United. Only managed to score in the 97th minute. Villa coming off a battering. Yeah, I think they're going to win as well. 2-1, Lewis, you said?
2-1 Villa.
Yeah.
2-1 Villa.
What you got, Patrick?
I got a 3-1 Villa. Old Ollie Watkins.
Brentford. I think Watkins is injured, man.
Is he injured?
He didn't.
I thought he's supposed to be back. He's supposed to be back.
He didn't play today. He might be back for Brentford. He didn't play today.
Yeah, he didn't play today, but I think he'll be back for Brentford.
Yeah, I like that 3-1. I'm going 3-1 as well. Absolutely. Oh, man. Forest at Spurs. Gross. Spurs need to bounce back. They definitely need to win this one.
This is painful.
Couldn't take only got 1 point from Villa losing. So they need this one. I think they're going to win it. 2-1. 2-1 Spurs. What are we saying? 2-0 to Forest?
I got 2-0 Spurs.
That's what I have too. 2-0 Spurs.
And of course, last but not least, the wandering Wolverhampton Wolves, who wander, are visited by the West Hammers. I was out driving today and I saw somebody with a license tag that said Hammers, and they passed me in the fast lane, and so I sped up and I took my hat off and I put it on the thing on the window, like, yeah. West Hammers, you need to get on with that. Oh no, they're an interesting team this season as well. I think they've got a shot here at Molineux. I think it's gonna be a draw though. I'm saying 1-1.
I did the same thing.
Quit copying me.
I know, right? No, I think if this was at the London Stadium, I would go with the West Ham win. But, Molineux is hard to win at. And, Wolves they're going to be a little bit hard done. They've been a little bit hard done the last couple games, actually, that they haven't had Neto and whatnot. So, I think that they find a way to get one, and I think West Ham for sure gets one. If I had to guess, probably Bowen on a counter.
Yeah, sounds about right. What you got, Lewis?
2-1 Wolves, because they're at home.
Yeah, home field advantage. Excellent. Well, there's all the predictions for the weekend. Before we wrap here, I do want to mention one thing. The Premier League have decided that instead of FFP, we may just do a luxury tax instead. I'm wondering, I think the biggest thing about this is how much it's going to be. Obviously, they haven't said that they're actually instituting it yet. They're going to be discussing it at the meeting at the end of the season or whatever, but apparently 17 clubs are already for it.
That's all they need.
And apparently how it would work would be if you broke the regulation of spending on your wages and coaches' salaries, etc. You just have to pay some sort of fine. And that fine goes into a kitty that is dispersed equally amongst the rest of the clubs in the league. So
I mean, this is the nature of the game.
FFP was designed to keep billionaires from coming into clubs and building up a whole bunch of debt and then leaving. And then the club can't pay off these debts and goes into administration and goes bankrupt. It's happened like 10 or 11 times. And so that, I think, is what FFP was meant to kind of cut down on. Now, the way it's been implemented is kind of doesn't really seem to be, where clubs aren't in danger of that. It doesn't seem to have that effect, and that kind of gets lost, but I feel like we'd be in far more danger of doing that if it was just a luxury tax, because Man City and Newcastle can't afford any luxury tax you got, because they're backed by a state who can afford 10 times what the rest of the league can, if it really comes right down to it. So
well, I think this is the nature of the beast. I mean, we've talked about oil money, we've talked about, funny money and whatnot. I think this is the only solution if you're wanting to stay as the most attractive league in the world. I think that still teams will have to stay within the FFP for European reasons, but everybody's wanting a piece in England. I mean, you just look at all the clubs that have got celebrities backing them now and whatever it might be. And I think this is, I say this as a Chelsea fan, but I say this as a fan of sports in general. Money is what we thought was there's actually a limit to, but it seems that it's limitless. So if an owner wants to go and blow a ton of money and lose money in the end, that's on the owner. Does it put more clubs at risk? Yeah. Put Chelsea at risk, but I also think that this whole idea of, well, you spent more than this, we're going to take points from you. It's causing more problems than good. I mean, it really is. If you think about it, you've got right now, you've got Leicester over in the Championship concerned that they're not going to get promotion now because they're going to lose points. How's that fair to the team? How's that fair to the team? I understand punishing a club. I get that. Players are a part of the club. Managers do what they do. Owners do what they do. But how's that fair to that team that has gone and won 30 some odd games this season or whatever it may be, and then be told at the end of the season, well, because of something that happened 3 years ago, you're not going to get to be promoted because we're going to take 10 points off of you.
I mean, is not what happened 3 years ago part of where they are today?
Well, I mean, they're in the Championship for a reason, yeah.
But they spent all this money more than they were supposed to and didn't succeed. That's not the league's problem. They agreed to the rules. It's not like
no. I get that. No. I get that. But what I'm saying though is at some point, either A, you're going to have to speed up these decisions first off, because we don't need to be coming to an end of a season, and the season's about to be ending, and in their sense, potentially seeing a very large amount of money coming their way in the next 6 months. And then you decide at the end of the season, well, no, we found that you did this. we're going to take 10 points off of you. You're going to stay in the championship. I mean, why do we play the games? Why do they play the games at that point? Results don't matter at that point. You're now saying that the past is more important than the current. And
they broke the rules, though. They broke rules.
And I get the rules. I 100% get the rules. But at some point, either you follow the rules and you get slapped right away, or there needs to be either like a statute of limitations or whatever it might be, because I'll use Chelsea as an example. What if we were at 30 points and they come to us 2 weeks before the season ends and said, hey, we're dropping you 10 points. Well, we're now in the bottom. We're being relegated. Like, wait a second. Huh? That's my point. Like, if you're going to take points off of teams, you either start them at a negative in the next season so that there is an actual punishment there that, allows them to actually make it up. Or if you're going to take points off of them, you can't have it be a drastic number. I understand penalties. I understand all of that. There has to be consequences to actions. But you can't sit there, because it feels like at that point, you're just picking on a team because you don't want them to either stay up or go up. And then you're making the results not matter whatsoever. And then why do we keep playing games? So that, 3 weeks before the season ends, oh, Arsenal, yeah, you think you got a Champions League spot? Actually, we're going to deduct you 12 points. You're now 6th. Sorry. You're not going to get that money windfall that you were expecting at the end of the season.
You want to weigh in, Lewis?
I've thought about this. I've never really liked FFP. I understood what it is, but I've always thought good old boys network protection mechanism to make sure your historic clubs stay in place. The fine, especially since it will be distributed amongst the clubs, feels like the truest form of sort of share like the shared revenue thing. So I think that part is super important. My question would be more about how often can you break those rules, right? Because I feel like even if you're like, okay, they have to pay something, there are some clubs, and we can use the clubs with the oil baron owners, or any of the sort of traditional billionaires. Are they willing to pay that every year? And at that point, the FA needs to really think about what there should be tiers after that. So, okay, you broke it once, you pay this and then something. You broke it a second time, you pay this, and I think Patrick's point about a point deduction in the next season matters, right? So you lose 6 points or whatever like that. So you start at -6, you're bottom of the table. So I think there needs to be also levels just to make sure that it's done correctly. I know there's sayings that people are saying, well, they did this for City. Well, if I'm the Premier League, because I understand, and I'm not going to talk out of both sides of my mouth, but I am going to be honest. What benefit does the Premier League have if they got rid of Chelsea, one of the biggest clubs in the world, and Man City, one of the hottest clubs, which is in their league right now? How would that benefit their league? Because now you're bringing in 3 teams plus 2 more. And that the viewer base, the team quality, and all those things are less, which means that affects your TV number, which affects your prize number, which affects your profit. And I mean, you can, cut your nose despite your face or whatever. You can do that, but for so long, it's at that point it becomes silly. It does seem bad because retroactively, I think it was Forest and Everton got deductions, but we all know Everton shouldn't be in the league right now. And Forrest was just doing sketchy stuff.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see going forward how the ball falls, where it falls on this one, and how any of these kind of, especially if they take away points deductions altogether and just add this luxury tax, how that's going to interact with UEFA's FFP. So if Premier League clubs are out here allowed to spend ungodly amounts of money because they're not going to be sanctioned other than some sort of luxury tax in England, but then they've blown away FFP and UEFA.
I mean, what's the difference between that and what Real and Barcelona have done?
And I would say, in addition to that, the Golden State Warriors in basketball are probably a good example of that as well in the NBA, because their owners have paid the luxury tax, I think, for their team for the last 3 years. And
that's what it's designed after, by the way.
The NBA.
That's what the Premier League's like proposal is designed after the NBA.
Right. And so what I'm saying is, the point is the Golden State Warriors, who were the existing dynasty in this last season that they had, and they've announced it going forward, that they're looking to shed the luxury tax because the owner was fine, paying it a couple of years. They were winning. They got a championship in one of those 3 years. But you're looking like at this point, I pay upwards of $200 million in luxury taxes, and now we're not winning because the windows for teams are so very small. Like, you got a 5-year window to do your thing. I'll take my penalty if we're winning in that 5 years. But if these are lean years, we're not good, I'm not paying the money because, I mean, even though billionaires have deep pockets, at certain points, they're just like, this is not worth doing it. So I think what they're looking at is also looking at the NBA and seeing how certain teams have gotten fatigued because the penalty multiplies every year you're in there because you get the repeat offender apart, and it costs a lot more.
Yeah, well, there you go. I think it's been very interesting moving forward to see how that works out. And of course, it's going to be very interesting to see how the weekend games work out. Hopefully, I'm praying Arsenal can get the result and Manchester United can get the result at Old Trafford. I, of course, will be tuned in. And I hope you will be as well. So go ahead and get the likes up on the video if you're as excited about the weekend as we are. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We are on our way to that magical 1,000. And, of course, get that notification bell on if you're enjoying all of the content. We will be back very, 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 very soon. Thanks again for being here. Thanks again for listening, and you will see us next time.